Hello folks, this is FDV the Deer Egg, here to bring you another game from the Zotac Cup. If you're wondering why this game is paused, it's because this replay was labeled as Bly vs. Arthur Game 3. But if you'll notice, this is Bly vs. Lucky. I have no idea which game it even is for them. So, you know what, we're just gonna cast it, because why not? But yeah, you know what, this was supposed to be our, Bly vs. Lucky, Game 3 in a best of 5, or Bly vs. Bly vs. Arthur in a best of 5. It was supposed to be Game 3, at least I think it was. I assumed it was a best of 5 because there were 3 games. Maybe it was a best of 3 and one of them was just mislabeled. How should I know? Either way, Bly, Acer, spawning in the bottom left. Lucky, spawning in the top right. ZvZ, on Atlas Station. Yeah, so, actually, I can't say I'm totally disappointed with this, because, well, I love ZvZ. ZvZ is my favorite matchup, and Star Station is sort of a more macro, map for ZvZ too, which means that we might be seeing much later games, much more, interesting unit combinations. Although I could watch Ling Baneling all day. I know that Husky, he doesn't really like it much, and you know, Day 9, but I could watch Ling Baneling all day long. I really could. It's just the most fantastic expression of micro and macro combined. I will confess that one of the arguments I have with Dark a lot is what's more difficult, ZvZ or PvP, or well, rather what's more stressful. I contend that ZvZ, the micro is intense and everything, but it's not as much of a strategy oriented game. Basically, it doesn't really matter what you do or where you go. I mean, if somebody goes Roach Hydra and you've gone Mutaling, you can use micro on both ends to make it work. Whereas in PvP, where if you've gone Robotics and they've gone Stargate, no amount of micro in the world is going to help you because you're dead. Unless you have something to deal with their Stargate. So you need to have accounted for that, and they need to account for your accounting of that, and really micro is almost completely pointless. We are seeing very much mirror builds out of these players. I shouldn't even say mirror, they're actually vastly different. I'm sort of used to watching low-level games where we basically call this the exact same thing, and it's not. This is a much later expand out of Bly in favor of a faster pool. I think Lucky has the right idea on a map this size, though. Getting the later pool and the faster expansion, I think it will help him more in the end, even though we do have a couple of Lings moving out. They won't really be able to accomplish much of anything, and the extra economy that Lucky is going to have won't hurt at all. Oh, but anyways, as I was saying, it's just in PvP you can be screwed from literally like minute 7. No matter, the game could be 30 minutes long and you could have been dead from minute 7 basically. Just because of how it works, and there's just so many more things you have to worry about, I feel, because you're either worrying about Lings, Banelings, or Roaches, basically, for like the first almost 10 minutes of a ZvZ. Yeah, there could be Muta, but who's going to go for Muta that quickly? It's a little bit of a risk, to say the least. But yeah, that's like basically the first like 10 minutes of a ZvZ. The first 10 minutes of a PvP is like it's, you know, 4-gate, Blink Stalker, Cannon Rush, all sorts of things. And remember, Cannon Rushing versus Protoss, a lot more dangerous than Cannon Rushing versus Zerg. Either way, the scouts moving in, getting a good look at everything that's going on. Metabolic boost coming out for Bly, not something we are seeing out from Lucky, who's finally getting his extractors. This is going to make a huge difference, although we already see a spine crawler coming down, so maybe he knows it. I feel he might, because you can actually, I think the spawning pool is slightly more active, so it's actually possible to scout that something's researching there. Sorry, whoa, cannot clear my throat right now for some reason. Either way, this is going to be very important because speedlings work so much better against regular lings than anything else. It gives Bly a really sort of a big advantage in the upcoming battle. Of course, actually Lucky's he's not behind in the drone count, but he's certainly not ahead either. Does have an extra queen out, so maybe that's where he spent that extra hatchery time coming out. Well, last time, I promise. We are seeing these queens in a very defensive position there, holding that off. I feel almost too defensive. There's not really much that Bly is going to be able to accomplish just yet. I feel like he could, be a little bit more careful, or even less careful, and be able to get his injects a little more on time. But hey, what do I know? He's being very, very cautious, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, let's put it this way. Luck favors people who are prepared. And I do love the vision around here. Basically, everybody... Okay, now. This is what I'm talking about. Basically, he got that Zergling speed. And I feel because that speed was being researched and because it was so much ahead, I feel Lucky was put on defensive, and now he's going Baneling versus a threat that doesn't exist. Mutas are going to be coming out, and a third base is coming down. He sees this happening. How is he going to be able to respond? I feel like he's going to have to send his own lings out. He's going to have to put some pressure here. He's going to have to do some damage, or there's going to be real trouble dealing with the Mutalisks. I almost feel like he can't let that Spire finish. He has to do major damage before the Spire is done, or there's going to be trouble. I also feel that Bly definitely needs to be careful because there is a massive swarm of lings coming across the map, and we are going to be seeing walls come down ASAP. Will he be able to do much with it? The third is going to be really exposed here. Here come the Banelings. The Spire is almost done, but will it be too late? He's double walling off behind that crawler. How come it can't even... Oh gosh, he needs to get that down right away. The more health it has, the better. Here come the Banelings. I think there may just be too much. No matter what there is, they are going to be able to focus down the spine crawler, and he now is Baneling inside his base with no Banelings of his own and no way to produce them. He's going to be losing a lot of drones here. A lot of drones, but Mutalisks are on the way, and that might be able to turn the tide of this battle, but will it be too little too late? As the lings do begin to move in, the Spire is done. The drones have to run away here, but they're only running to their death because there's Banelings. It's such a big hit. Oh, so many drones killed. 38 killed from Lucky. Oh my gosh, he is making things happen when he needs to. These Mutalisks now basically need to be able to do everything. If he doesn't save this lair, he's certainly going to be doomed from the start. Basically, he now needs to make every single Mutalisk count, needs to be able to put his 3 bases to work. He has so little supply, and he almost needs to use these mutas more for defense than offense. But if he doesn't put pressure, he's going to be in a world of pain. Oh, and the Spore Crawler's coming down. Remember that Spore Crawlers are basically omnipotent versus mutas. They do so much damage. They're like Archons, but they have even more health, and they heal. It's ridiculous how strong they are. Yeah, they're basically Archons with more range and healing, and the Muta Micro going on, but it's just, I don't know if it's enough. I do not think he can recover from this. Oh gosh, the only thing in his favor right now is that he is I can't even call him a base ahead. He's not ahead at anything. Roach is going to be coming out, and remember the Roaches are certainly able to do enough damage, or basically they're not really, they can tank enough damage to make it very difficult for Mutalisks to kill them in time. Whew, my goodness, going to have to be avoiding the spores here if he wants to get anything accomplished. Well, I don't think he can accomplish a thing except a little bit of scouting, which, believe me, is worth it in the end. He just needs to buy enough time before the Roach Hydra gets out to build up enough of economy to start building up for himself. And remember, these 3 hatches really going to be helping him out in trying to keep up with his opponent. Got to try to keep them back, but there's the Hydralisks coming out. He needs to be adding Lings to his forces, I feel, if he wants to be able to really do anything here. And also, is there... Oh, those... Okay, the Overlords are poop and creep. That explains that. I was about to say, did he lose, like, I don't know, something there? Going to be able to focus that down, not before the Queens come to intercept, though. More Mutos going to be flowing across, going to be trying to hold him back as he gets his feet back up from under him. Drones being produced. He's actually on about 2 bases now worth of minerals. If he can start producing gas, he's going to be able to actually hold this if he can get enough Zerglings out. Bly just barely beginning to recover. Spinecrawlers coming down. Not sure if that was quite the right choice, but we'll see. As Queen Hydralisks, that's going to be an interesting choice, I feel. Certainly going to be strong versus the Mutas, as we do see a wall of spines coming down. The problem is, can he hold his third, which is basically the only thing he has that Lucky doesn't. So many spine crawlers. Does he really have the drones to spend on this? I feel like it's sort of one of those things where if he wants to survive, what are we looking at? That is so many spine crawlers. Oh my gosh, whatever. The gas is coming in. Units are coming out, even more drones on the way, utilizing that hatchery until the last here. And this game has been intense as we see an infestation pit come down. He doesn't even have all that much gas. How is he going to be able to afford infestors? Will it matter? Is teching the right thing to do right now? I don't know. He does have a lot of gas banked, but I mean... what kind of options are we looking at for this game? It's going to be Spine Muta versus Queen Roach Hydra. This is not good. Oh, there goes one Roach. Dead already, I think. As just walking in to that huge amount is all going to depend on the transfuses coming down, basically. Can he even engage this is the question, as 1 crawler, 2 crawlers are down, 3 crawlers come down, drones, what little remain off the line. There's the more transfuses coming out. He is losing a lot, though, in this assault. The problem is that that's all he has. If he loses any more, there goes down. There's another one coming down right there. His last spine crawler going to be falling here. Ling's coming out. Muta's coming out. GG from Bly. Was too late. What a game. Gotta love it. I mean, listen, I love ZvZ so much. I'm going to have to actually check my Bly vs. Lucky game, see if the one versus Archer is there. Archer? Archer's a pro player now. Arthur is there. We will be looking